Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am back once again with Starcom. I do hope you're having a wonderful day today. Sorry about just the sheer lack of content lately. Still dealing with this, but I'm feeling a little better today, so that's a good sign, I guess. I do have a little PSA for you here at the beginning of this video, but first, based on our observation of the nanite transition that occurred when analyzing the Imperial container, we can now research nanite tech efficiency. Okay. So we have new technologies we can explore now. Excellent. So we're going to head down here to this brown dwarf. We're then going to hit this one, and we'll see if we get any other things to investigate. But my hope is that today we can find out a little bit more about the Starlance, because this quest here is just kind of our top priority, but I just can't seem to progress in it. So I'm really hoping we find something or some progress leads us to advancing that today. Let's go ahead and research these, get those things done, and then, again, a really quick PSA for you. So layered composite. Let's analyze this. This seems to be a fragment of Kieran armor, fairly high tensile strength, but also designed to allow certain radio frequencies to penetrate. Okay. All right. Green Machine. What a cool drink. I like the drink. Green Machine is a good drink. Possibly a tuning fork designed for certain radio frequencies. I wonder if those two things go together. And then fighter power cells should get us the last thing we need for the fighters. Provides a limited high density power supply, ideal for small autonomous attack craft. Autonomous attack crafts. Yeah, that's the research for fighters. Cool. Okay, so as you know, I'm still sick. Okay, and by the way, the brown dwarf is just the lower bound of hydrogen fusion, putting it at the perfect temperature to study certain aspects of stellar evolution. Look at that, it's like near the end of its life and everything. It's not very bright, is it? Yeah. So, as you know, I'm still sick. It's been about a month, and it's a permanent cough and everything. And it's caused us to investigate certain things around the environment, right? Because, like, if it's not viral, if it's not bacterial, like, what the hell is wrong with me, right? And so throughout the course of investigating this, we've uncovered something that's a little disturbing. And that is that my basement, or my house, but really my basement, because this is where my home office is, has a very high amount of radon gas quantity. Radon, for a lot of you guys that don't know, is a radioactive gas. It's basically caused, I'm oversimplifying and probably getting it slightly wrong here, but it's basically when particles of uranium are breaking down in the soil around you, and they're kind of, radon is like everywhere. All right, it's in patches all over the place. So just because your house doesn't have it doesn't mean the next house won't. It's really, it could be as simple as you have it and your neighbors don't, or vice versa, right? And so our house has a very high concentration. We have a pretty steady supply of like over 10 pq-curies per liter of this. And anything over 4 is considered dangerous on a long-term basis. And so I've been spending the last 5 years just jamming away. You know, I probably put a good 9,000 hours into sitting in this basement, unbeknownst to me, breathing in a pretty high concentration of radon gas this whole time. So we have no idea if that's the reason why I've got this cough. I don't think it is, but my PSA to you is to get your place tested. It's a very easy thing to do. There are really cheap tests you can get. They're like $15. You'll have to send those into a lab, or there is an instrument called by Air Things that we are using, and that's really accurate. And it's $100, but you don't have to send it into a lab. It's battery operated, and it gives you really good constant readings. I highly recommend anyone who owns their home or rents or whatever, and spends a considerable amount of time in their basement, especially, or on the lower floor, get your place tested, because it's an invisible, odorless, tasteless, radioactive gas that is the leading cause of lung cancer in the United States, besides smoking, like right under smoking. There's like 20,000 plus people that die from poisoning and radon every year. So I encourage everyone to just protect yourself from that. It might be too late for me. I have no idea. You don't normally get sicknesses. You don't normally get symptoms and actual illnesses till many, many, many years after exposure. So I may end up with lung cancer at some point in my later life. I don't know. But the point is, get your place tested, okay? And that's one of the reasons why I've been making a lot less videos. It's because I don't want to be in my office right now. We do have professionals coming in for mitigation. Mitigation is not that expensive, and for a long-term thing, especially if you're going to own your home, it's absolutely worth it to just spend the $1,000, $1,500, and get a professional come out and drop those levels down to almost 0. And that's what we're doing, but they're not going to be here for a while. So, yeah, right now I've got the windows and doors and like everything, fans blowing from outside, blowing air in, and I have the meter right in front of me so I can see that there is, at least in the rolling 24-hour period of time, a low level. So it's safe right now to be here. But if I didn't do all these ventilation things with the windows, it would be a very, very, it's not a good place to be if you have a high concentration of this stuff. And I have more than twice the safe limit for long-term exposure. So definitely get your place tested. It's not that expensive. I'm just trying to raise awareness of that because I feel like it could at least save some people's lives. If not now, maybe 10, 15, 20 years from now, hopefully it saves your life. Okay. Sorry. A large radio telescope fills most of the natural crater on this otherwise dull planetoid. The facility is unprotected, perhaps relaying its obscurity for safety. Inside, the team finds several large banks of computers analyzing the telescope's data. Ensign Glees explains that the data is protected with a quantum cryptographic system tied to the natural entropy from background radiation. Cool. System encodes using quantum entanglement designed to detect attempts for decryption. So we can assume that the data that we get from this will not work. We won't get it if we fail, right? Try to crack the code. It has a negative 50% on the difficulty. Wow. So we have a really high engineering skill. We only get a 10% modifier. I don't exactly know whether we'll succeed here, but we'll try. It's a decent roll. Success. Most of the data is genuine noise, which Ensign Glees says explains the difficulty. But there are several snippets which hint this observatory was not studying natural processes. Fragment 1. Nimian dialect. While visiting my sister at the ministry. Brief, I think my pilot suspects something. Fragment 2. Nimian dialect. Completed search in all areas of our side of the blank. Risk giving the Kieran a claim of provocation. Emir dialect. Scroll worms are late with payment. No one visits here but these pikeyak. Every time I see pikeyak, I think Pyjack, and then I think Krogan, and then I think Mass Effect, and then I want to play Mass Effect. Sorry. But yeah, I keep seeing Pyjack when I see pikeyak. Anyway, Starcom standard to Alethea. Seleno to the Alethea. If you receive this message, unknown hostile vessels, return at once. Interesting. Fragment 5, Nimian. Buried at a point 60 leaps towards the magnetic North Pole from the inlet of the largest nitrogen lake. Fragment 6, unknown. Devout still have not located key at gateway. Crucible in orbit. Proceed to arcology. There's a whole lot of stuff not answered there, but at least there was some message to the Alethea, so maybe they can elaborate if we talk to them later. I think by the end of this video we probably will go back to the station and just talk to the people on the station, talk to the Alethea again. We can always talk to the captain of that ship too, just to kind of see what's new over there, and maybe they have something to have, some clue, something to give us that would allow me to at least think that I'm getting closer to solving this mystery in some way. Activate that. Hi, Nimian. You guys are just gonna chill here, yeah? Cool. You don't mind if I scan this world and land on it, do you? A small meteorite with high concentrations of uranium rests on a sheet of slushy nitrogen, as opposed to really low quantities of uranium that are potentially affecting my lungs. Yeah, aside from that. Cool. All right, we are... I guess we're going the long way, yeah? I guess we're going the long way. So we're going up this way. We're going to see what's with this. So I think my plan is this. We're going to visit these two star systems. If anything else is revealed, then we'll continue following whatever path it has until the end. And then we'll go back to the station. And we'll hope that anything I find from this point will give me some kind of progression towards something on this list. Because, yeah, we have this. Also, the CXTA Stalkers quest is not done yet. Probably because I haven't actually seen the CXTA in a while, so I think I have to talk to them to finish that quest. But it's all good. So we'll head up to this white star. There are some other things out here that need to be discovered. All right, upon getting here, I hear danger music. So I can only assume that there's some danger. Yep, there it is. Raider scouts? Raider destroyers? Huh? Like the Red Raiders? Are we in the beginner zone again? I mean, we have to be, right? Look at how easy they went down. I don't even have to fire anything. The onboard laser targeting will just take care of them. That's interesting. Like, am I this good? Am I this strong now? This is the beginner zone. It has to be. I mean, look at that, right? Hold on. This is where we started, so... okay, hopefully there's some answers to that question, because I'm not entirely sure why I'm getting enemies that weak right now, but we'll deploy a survey team down to this planet, see what's up. The planet has numerous fallen Empire arcologies across its surface. From the lander's approach, it is clear that many of them are actively being searched, presumably by the devout. Following the same following the same path through the structures as the looted city, the team finds an identical chamber. This one, however, has a single artifact sitting incongruously within it. A sphere in jade. A sphere in jade cradle. Adamantine inlay and a housing made from jade-like material. The sphere has a large network of connections. At the 50 picometer scale, probably some kind of computer. I've seen an image of this item somewhere. I think in the records the Alethea uncovered. Captain Dolson might recognize it. Yeah, so we have another reason to talk to them anyway. Completed mission Fallen Empire? Really? Completed the Fallen Empire mission? Oh, look at this. The Starlance is yellow now. Oh, cool. I'm really happy that we're finally moving forward on that. Okay, so this random planet way out here is, I guess, where we needed to go. Oh, this one's a little stronger than the others. But still not, I mean, not strong, just stronger than the other. It's a relative term, right? Strong has always been a relative term. Tactical analysis confirms these are the original Red Raider drones we encountered soon after arriving. Not so much of a match for Fedora now. Yeah, for real. It's kind of interesting to see the Red Raiders out this far and to run into them this late in the game. I guess it's I don't know. Maybe hey, maybe one of the facilities that build them are out this way. They're in really high quantities. Look at how many of them there are. Maybe they're just... Hold on, I gotta see this. We'll just do this. Okay, I might need to fire a little bit. I might need to shoot a little bit because they're... For whatever reason, I can't melt them with my laser, but I can melt them with this gun, but... And I didn't even shoot my plasma. All the aluminum we're just collecting. It's all tiny fragments of aluminum, but it's like aluminum in every single vessel that gets destroyed. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I guess we might as well finish them off, right? Go over to this place. There's a lot of them. Maybe they're made here. We've ran into one place before, right? That was making them. There seemed to be a lot of them then too, but that was the newer ones. She's saying these are the original Red Raiders. Well, wherever they are, or whatever they are, they're gone now. They're completely melted. Yeah, we'll get a survey team down there as soon as I collect all my loot. I don't want to leave resources behind if I don't have to. There we go. And then there's a station over there too, an outpost. So we'll take a look at that too. The atmosphere of this planet is thick with fine particles, likely from mass processing of ore, likely to feed this automated factory. Okay, there it is. It is larger, but otherwise identical to the one producing Red Raider drones the team shut down earlier. This one has deactivated on its own, probably from exhausting the nearby ore supplies. There's nothing of value to recover, and the technology is the same. Ensign Glees does note one curious fact. When this factory stopped, it was producing both the original Red Raiders and the more advanced models at the same time. Why would you build an inferior weapon when you had the designs and resources for a better one? That is a good question. The only thing I can think of is that maybe they were playing both sides of a war, and they're like secretly supporting one side over the other, and they just, you know, they wanted to keep profiting, but they also wanted to skew the war, so they sold inferior weapons to one side and superior weapons to the other. It's the only thing I can think of, like, for reasons why you would do that. I don't think it would be... I don't think there's any reason to ever do that if it's, like, just you exclusively using the weapons, so... The surface of this planet is close to the melting point of lead, pushing envirosuits to the limit. The team rushes to investigate the anomaly. A compact burst relay antenna designed to retransmit messages between some distant source and a nearby location. What is it made out of? The last few messages it sent and received are already degrading. Rot 228. Adapted to the modified design too quickly. Credible threat. Revert to design. Interesting. 3008 or 3811 remaining. Standby auto defend. I wonder if maybe adapted to the modified design too quickly. Credible threat. Revert to. I wonder if like maybe this is something to do with like the new and improved Red Raiders, and it modified. It made the new version, but then the enemy changed to that, so they reverted back to the old design. Maybe, and that's why it had both. I don't know. This relay is operating at the edge of its thermal limits, likely by design. Any messages will be automatically erased by the ambient temperature within a few months, even if the system fails. An environmental safeguard on your data. That relay won't last long in that environment, and it can't have been there for more than a year or two tops. So something recently going on. So we have a flinger here. The rabbit hole goes deeper. I say we go down it. Let's go down that rabbit hole and see what we find. I do want to do some more progress with the Starlance mission today. And I suppose we can go back to the station at any time and talk to the Alethea. It looks like that's how you progress it. Small meteorite with high concentrations of uranium, another one. But, you know, we're already here, and we're kind of going down this chain of planets, and I do kind of want to keep doing that. So, you know, it's an exploration game. It's all about, well, exploring, right? So we'll just melt a few enemies here. Tons of Red Raiders everywhere here. Okay, sorry. Cleared up all the enemies and pretty much examined all the planets. This is the last one, Terrestrial M2. We can send a survey team down to the surface of this one. The impressive decay of the fallen Empire architecture never ceases to amaze, although at this point, it's becoming less and less illuminating. Vast, white, and almost devoid of distinguishing features, the team could spend decades exploring its catacombs. This example, at least, has recently been the site of some sort of organized encampment. The small cache of weapon systems suggested a possible temporary military staging area. And we get some yttrium and some titanium and another star in the area to explore. So let's see if we get anything from that. And if we do, and there's a flinger by chance, then we'll just keep going deeper down the rabbit hole. So far, it looks like this is the dead end. Yeah. Let's go to this one here first. There's a Nimian battlecruiser, and there is a flinger here. Okay. So we will have at least one more system to explore in a little bit. But first... Oh, just going to check out that. Also, there's a wormhole gateway right here. Let's not forget to tag that up. Make sure we get that too. Here we go. All right, so another terrestrial world. It does seem like pretty much every system, there's at least one world you can land on or send a survey team to. I feel like it's just impossible to play this game without that survey lander on your ship. And I know that seems obvious, but the game will let you deploy a ship without a survey lander, won't it? Maybe not. I actually haven't tried that. I just assumed that they would. There's titanium and aluminum just hanging out here. I wonder if there was just I wonder if these guys were just in a battle. An Empire era lander sits in a dusty old ruins of a primitive settlement. Lieutenant Rhea reports that there hasn't been complex life here in centuries, if not longer. Within the lander, the team finds a collection of polyfilm textbooks, unfortunately far too degraded to make sense of. They also discover a strange visor connected to a databank. Lieutenant Rhea believes the device is a neural trainer, likely used it to bring the Empire's more remote administrators up to speed in certain key skills. It might be possible to calibrate for human brains. It seems quite difficult, but we do have a good percentage. But wow, that's a really good roll. The device has been successfully calibrated. There is a single-use training program installed. Wilderness survival. Lieutenant Triton speculates this may aid in biomed skills. I'll need to operate the device, so unfortunately I can't also be the subject. Oh, but he is the biomed guy. Well, that just sucks. I have to give it to somebody who's not a specialist in biomed. What a waste. Who's my biomed person? It's Rhea, isn't it? Shit. Cygnus Lee is tactics. Triton is Xeno. Biology, right? I think maybe Gleese is observation. Perks is engineering, I think. I don't remember, man. I hate that I can't give it to Rhea. Rhea is the biomed person. I'll give it to Kepler. After several hours on the device, they emerge dizzy and fatigued, but feeling an improved understanding of multi-species biology. Permanent skill adjustment of +1 biomed for Kepler. Ugh. Really? So, right, Rhea is my biomed person. Kepler just received 1 point in biomed. She's my observation person. Damn. Well, that's the way it goes. I feel like it's a little bit of a waste. I feel like I really should have... Yeah, I feel like I really should have been able to choose someone different, but I guess that's just the way it goes. Okay, fine. We want to shoot this ship too. I didn't quite get rid of all these ships. I guess there was a battle here. Excuse me? How are you still living? Yeah, got a bit of a tough exoskeleton on that particular ship there, yeah? Surveys complete there. No anomalies detected there. So this has got to be the place. We can land, right? There it is. Down to the surface we go. This lush planet is home to several Kieran colonies. The Kieran appear to live in wildly dispersed settlements. Their technology is heavily based on some interesting bioengineered trees. The trees act as both a data network and fabrication system. They are capable of growing not only food and medicine, but complex objects as well. So they're like a Na'vi. They're like a green Na'vi. The team is unable to locate any Kieran. A nearby settlement shows signs of having evacuated prior to their arrival. Well, I mean, it makes sense that they're evacuated. The Nimian are here. So they probably evacuated because their enemy is here and they fear that they, you know, are going to get destroyed. So they're leaving, yeah. Okay, but where did they go? There is a flinger here. It's possible they went this way. I'm going to ask the question and then I'm going to seek the answers. We'll go this way. All right, we got two systems here. There's a binary star system there. Cool. And we will proceed to... Okay, so we have more Kieran here and Nimian here. So we're about to see a battle. Let's deploy this scanning team really quick here. This planet has experienced an environmental catastrophe. Based on dendrochronology, the tree network that was the foundation of the ecosystem died very recently, certainly within the last year. A damn Terran. Most other plants and animals soon followed. Yeah, there are too many variables here to determine a root cause. No pun intended. You intended it. Let's be honest here. The word root is not even necessary for that sentence. You know, variables to determine a cause would have been fine. That's intended, all right? It's okay. You're right. You can make a bad dad joke. It's actually a pretty good one, I guess, but you can make it and then just take credit for it, man. It's fine. That fighter turn and face me. All right, cool. Well, we got ourselves a good old-fashioned space battle here. Obviously, we've already picked a side. So we're going to just go ahead and do as much as we can to them. And it looks like we got a bigger ship here. Interesting. Yeah, we'll just be bumping into them here. Bam, 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 bam. Destroy, 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 destroy. Oh, boy. I got another ship behind me, too. Probably should take care of the little ones, too. They're all shooting me. Not just the big ones. Come on. They've got, like... They're actually pretty tough. They take a lot of shots to nail down. You are a declared enemy of the Kieran. We will not treat with you. Treat with you? We will not treat with you. All right, well, I have a trick. See, I can make bad dad jokes too. If you don't want treats, we'll give you tricks. Goodbye. Oh boy, there's a lot of fighters heading my way. Is there another big ship? Yeah, right down here. This must be the flagship. Yeah, I'm just gonna casually glide myself in the way of those other projectiles. No big deal. Wow, you're just not dying. Yeah, seriously. How are you still alive? All right, cool. There's a charger up there. I feel like that ship has got to be the biggest one. Yeah, that one's dead. That's it. Game over for the Kieran in this area anyway. Cool. We'll go ahead and scan, deploy a team, and see what's up. Another Kieran Forest world. Colony the team lands near is completely evacuated. Yeah, well, they were defending it still. Despite it being evacuated. Maybe they're defending this. It's another abandoned miner sitting in a swamp of corrosive gas. Ah. Gleech can breach the hull for a search. Fairly difficult search, but we got a good roll. The interior is a mess. It looks like the crew evacuated in a hurry. There's a modest amount of titanium left behind. Incredibly, the command module's ethylene core is intact. Got ourselves some ethylene. Okay. Well, there is a flinger here too. Presumably it goes that way, although it kind of looks like it's biased in this direction, so it may go that way. But I find that flingers kind of tend to follow a pattern and where they're positioned relative to where they're going to go. Not always, but I feel like that flinger probably doesn't go to that star system. We'll see. I like to make nonsense, completely unprovoked predictions for no reason so that I could be proven wrong for something that really didn't even need to be predicted in the first place. All right, here we go. Right there. See if there's anything on that planet. Nothing. Okay, so to the flinger then, I guess. Or we go to the system. It could be to the same place. Let's find out. Whoa, a little overshoot there. All right, come on. Back up and go. Yeah, it's going that way. So you can kind of see how it's the flinger itself was facing that direction, so it makes sense. So there's a star system over here. We're gonna have to go back to this binary star system at some point just to see if we can see what's in there. Okay, well, same thing as last time. We're just, whoa. I mean, I think you actually can just go straight over top of these, right? You just take heat damage. Yeah, like it's hot, but you can just go straight over top of them, I guess. If you have good enough heat, like if you're managing heat really well, it kind of doesn't matter, I suppose. But the autopilot goes around them, so I just assumed I had to. So, see, I've been wrong about things before. I can be wrong. It's fine. Oh, this has got to be it right here. There's another flinger facing that direction. Oh, that's going to lead to another clue. And that'll lead to another clue. Come on, Nicolas Cage, solve the puzzle. This moist planet is mirroring the early genesis of life on Earth. Some very simple single-celled organisms are aggressively converting the anaerobic atmosphere into an oxygen-rich one. We'll have Rhea study the life forms. We get a 50% bonus to that. The lander skims along the water to various sites where Lieutenant Rhea takes samples to conduct analysis. And conducts analysis. That's what scientists do. They take samples and conduct analysis. Some of these simple organisms have a prototype membrane, revealing a novel evolutionary path. They're going to be different. Isn't that great? Creatures from different places will end up being different. Shocking. I'm telling you, I've never been so shocked. Here we go. Ooh, another place to land. Fun. Initial sensor readings pointed to an abnormal resource concentration for this dry canyon world. But at closer inspection, the readings clarified no natural resources. Instead, the team finds an old, small vessel, its literal skeleton crew still at stations. The ship's databanks are all completely blank. Even the automated system's executive functions have been erased. By the captain's station is a makeshift log written on a kind of vellum. It's quite faded, but Lieutenant Triton does their best. After jump from analysis of the ice quantum, lost life support and navigation, dead, reckoned, warp from N vector. Assuming this log was made here, I've extrapolated the location of their last warp and added it to the nav map. Of course you have. Of course you have. And it is way down here. Ooh. A hand-kept log revealed ship's previous location. Okay. I mean, that's really far away, but all right, cool. I don't know what that has to do with this area. I guess once you have like warping technology, you really don't need to be physically located close to something for it to be relevant to that something, right? Like if you have an ability to just instantly go from here to here, then really nowhere is far away. Nowhere with a teleporter anyway. Nowhere where the wormhole is far away. You know, it's just as far away as every other place. Send the team down. There is an enemy in the area. Another Kieran forest world. Colony completely evacuated once again. We'll see if there's anything on this rock. There, of course, is. This area was used as a dumping ground for ship parts someone decided weren't worth repairing. The parts are constructed from a low-quality synthetic polymer, so had very little recycle value. But some of the parts have embedded copper wiring that was apparently missed. Gotta get that copper wiring. All right, so there is a wormhole gateway over there. The Kieran are here. Fun. We'll do something about them now too. Just gonna be shooting. There's a bigger ship over there too. We'll deal with the little ones first. It's fine. Here we go. And then we'll turn our attention to the big boy. Okay, you have better weapons. You got better weapons. It's cool. It's fine. You got this. We'll just, wow, that laser you got is really strong, you know? I'm gonna increase distance. I realize my guns aren't as strong at that distance, but on the plus side, I can't be shot by your laser. There we go. Range is king. Alrighty then. So we'll scan this world. Then we'll activate that. And then we'll come back and see if there's anything interesting there. So no anomalies there. And no anomalies there. That's it then? Well, not really. There are more worlds here, right? But no flingers to take us to them. So I guess we'll come down to this yellow star. I was kind of tempted to back up, come back here, or come back over here, I guess, and go to these two, but we'll see. The prions that destroyed the Kieran habitats have a nearly identical effect on the structures as those anomalous dead trees we found. We've now found several connections between the devout experiments and large-scale catastrophes. Besides being suggestive of sinister intent, they may give us a clear enough picture of their research to reconstruct the data indices in their lab. I assume then that I'll need to go back to my researchers at the station here to really make sense of all this stuff. That's fine. We can do that. We have to go back there anyway. All right, nothing there. Head over to this one. It's probably going to be that desert world. I'm calling it. See? More senseless calls that don't even need to be done. It's just a hunch. Oh! Okay, I could still be right. I could still be right. Hang on. And... Ah! See? I can be right and wrong at the same time. With great difficulty, Ensign Perks pilots the lander through a blinding sandstorm. Sensors estimate whatever the signal was, it's not far. That is, if there's anything at all. The huge amount of charged dust is wreaking havoc on the instruments. Shifting dunes cover and uncover geologic features on an almost hourly basis. We've seen this before. We're going to attempt to pilot the lander to the anomaly signal. We got a really good pilot with us, so that's going to be good. We got 3 iridium out of this. Identifies the source of the anomaly signal as a region where the sand has an unusually high concentration of iridium. There you go. All right. Let's see what's over here. We have the Brogadar in the area as well. Where's Weskamug when you need him? And the sensors detected a numerous high-density deposits of platinum scattered across several plateau regions, but several drilling attempts come up dry. The distribution of the deposits doesn't follow the natural geology of the surface. Based on Ensign Perk's observation, the team conducts a more detailed analysis of the surrounding rock. It contains quantities of an artificial molecule with the same scan signature as platinum. Someone seeded the surface with this material that mimics platinum. I'd wager as part of a mining fraud. So that's one thing this universe has in common with ours. Nice. All right, cool. So, figured that out. I guess we go to the orange star now, since this doesn't have any flingers to send us in any other direction. So we'll head over to this other one. If that's a dead end, then we'll double back and get to this one. And assuming that's a dead end, we will then go to the station and learn some more stuff. We also have the Jetsam and Flotsam is right here. Several data points connecting devout experiments to large-scale catastrophes. This may be enough to allow. So we have Jetsam and Flotsam. We have data that will let us complete that. Hello. Little transmitter thing. Once more, how are you? It's another one of those burst transmitters. Approach authorization granted. Facade protocol. Cool. Great. Wonderful. Mine. Thank you for your Chirolite. I appreciate it. Off we go. This way. And as we arrive in this other system, we actually now have enough points to give our crew some additional skills. So I'm going to go ahead and say that Perks with the Astroscience, we're going to give you a point here. We're going to say that Rhea with Biomed, we can pump that up by 1 more. We can put Observation. I'm going to put that up 2 points, actually. And I think I might go Xenoculture. I don't know, man. Like, we're getting later in the game. Maybe Tactics will be better. We'll get 1 more level in Tactics and 1 more in Engineering, I guess. So we're somewhat balanced there, but our weakest one is Astroscience at the moment. Okay. So we'll head over now. We have a guild envoy over there, and then there's just some other planets and stuff to scan. So it doesn't look like there's anything majorly dangerous in this area, but I am being hailed. Greetings, Commander Pryor, as Special Guild Envoy to Sepharia. I am compelled to alert you that you are approaching Sepharial space. Who or what is the Sepharial? I am not permitted to divulge information on that client, but I can reveal that while Fedora has developed a formidable reputation, they are far more powerful than you or any other power we have seen. As they readily remind me, we are but insects in brightly colored hulls that they could smash at a whim. Could we offer you some iridium for some unofficial counsel? The guild prefers its members not conduct any business unofficially. He is obviously making a very thinly veiled request for a bribe. But as I have been Sepharial envoy for 1,000 cycles without advancement, I could be persuaded to risk reprimand for a substantial consulting fee. I would only discuss guild-approved topics, of course. Yeah, so we have plus 45 for this with xenoculture, so let's pop that in. I can see that you are a species of great discretion. 20 iridium is my lowest possible fee. Okay, cool. We'll return with your fee. If I trade with you... Oh, you can't do that. Okay, well, we'll just return with your fee then. Do I not have that? Do I not have that? Iridium 8. Oh, 20. Well. Okay, then. So I need to bribe that guy for some information, I guess. With 20 iridium. Okay. I guess we'll make a note of that. It's already here. Sepharial is right here. It's being marked, and the icon is actually just following him. So that is clearly something that we are supposed to do. We'll have to find a location where we can get that iridium. I got a few ideas. We already have a location that deals in iridium as their currency, so we'll just have to go there eventually. That's a cool looking station there. There are some highly organized baubles of ozone in the upper layers that the anomaly scanner categorizes as borderline life. Ooh, look at this guy. This is a Sepharial Archon. They may not be bluffing. Tactical sensors show off the chart energy potentials. Okay, attention. You are approaching the domain of the Sepharial. We do not recognize your vessel. Entry is not permitted. Depart immediately or face immediate destruction. I'm Commander Pryor of Starcom, Commander of Fedora. We are on a peaceful mission of exploration. Who or what you are is of no concern. All the minor life forms are as one to us. We will not occupy our thoughts to learn your taxonomy. Only Sepharial and Trade Guild envoy ships are permitted. You will not receive another warning if you linger. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and leave then. I guess. So this is the place that we're not allowed to go. Presumably that flinger... But I wonder if I was to go around it, if I would probably would still get blown up because I'm in their space, right? Okay, so I clearly need to bribe this guy in order to proceed in this direction. That is cool. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. Let's go back to our wormhole gateway. There's one thing I want to do first before we go to the station. I know we're getting a little late in the video, but I just want to tag up. We went here already. Yeah, I just want to tag up and go to this system, but I guess it's probably not that important. No, we really should. I'm getting kind of closer to the end of this video time. So tell you what, we will go to the station now, and we're going to talk to the Alethea about the Starlance and see if we can't progress that train of knowledge a little bit more here. I'm not entirely sure how. I mean, he said that they're far more powerful than anything we can imagine. I'm not sure exactly how much firepower we would need to overcome that. It's possible that the game simply doesn't offer me enough. I don't know. I guess I'll have to see them fight and find out. If they're like a Whisk-a-Mug ship, then yeah, I'm screwed. So, because that dude's strong. Okay. We're back in our little home system, and we have the Alethea right here. So I think we chat with them really quick and see what they got as far as information goes. We're continuing to piece together a history of this space from our archaeological findings and your recent discoveries. What do we know about the Sepharial? Not much. They were a powerful civilization as old as the Empire. Perhaps not as powerful, but also not dependent on remnant artifacts. A visually focused race, they apparently deem themselves capable of judging the capabilities of another species just by glancing at their vessels. An old imperial proverb, 6 eyes is not enough to see through your own arrogance, is probably a reference to them. Sure. We found an item that my team thinks you might have some information on. Do you recognize it? Yes. This is making sense. This is an illustration attributed to the devout that looks like a star and a star lance, but I think it was actually this item, the cradle of which is made to look like the part of the lance that contains the star. The sphere contains a map, although possibly not literally. Early Empire texts are a bit allegorical. There were some equations associated with the illustration. We thought it might be more gateway coordinates, but Rama said no. The data is still in the lab's computer. Most of the analysis has already been done, and with this piece, you might be able to complete it. Okay, well, time to talk to Rama then, right? All right, I assume that we're also we've received a care package from from Milton. Here we go. Yeah, more resources for us. There we go. That's all for now. Okay, so Commodore, we have nothing to say to you, Rama. Okay, so this is not helpful. Is there anything special about up on our galactic map? Large-scale measurements of violations of parity conservation revealed that space is not 100% isotropic. This allows for universal direction systems based on the probability of neutrino spin orientation. For historical reasons, these are often referred to as north, south, etc. If you have nothing more urgent, yeah, I guess I don't. I thought I had something to share with you, but maybe not. Not my cargo hold? Interesting. What about mission log here? We should be able to research the Starlance equation in Celino's lab. Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe I need to go back in? Huh. Okay, well maybe it's in here. Ah, this. Okay. Solve the equation that Captain Dulcin's team uncovered. That. Cool. We can also do nanite efficiency now. Improves the amount of repaired from nanite superfluid drops by 50%. Yeah, repair rates. I like it. Let's just do it. Okay, so now that we've got this done, now I can talk to Rama about it. All right. Captain Dulcin alerted me about the developments regarding the so-called Starlance. I have obviously not had time to examine the results of the most recent research, but at a glance, they are promising. Your team observed that the structure has some similarities to our wormhole stabilizers. It is Commodore U's hope that activating it will reopen the connection back to our own universe. But looking at the equations for the artifact in new light, they seem odd. It may simply be our limited understanding of the remnant technology, but I would urge caution. Fedora has exceeded my expectations. It would be a shame to lose it. Was exceeding your expectations that high of a bar? More of an H bar, but you and your crew have made useful contributions to our understanding of this universe. Wow, I'm getting praise, huh? Must be getting near the end of the mission to get praise. So you have the Jet 7 Flotsam stuff that's in progress now, and we've got some different points to go for there. We've learned about the Sepharial. To figure out that one. We have a frozen algorithm that we tracked on that hand-drawn map, so we can look at that later too. And then the Starlance, we just finally got some progress on this. It says we should now be able to interact with the Starlance. Whatever it is, Dr. Rama seemed concerned, which is a bit disconcerting. Okay, so we actually have the ability to interact with that now. Yeah, we should now be able to interact. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is I think what we're gonna do next video. But before we do that in the next video, I will hit these 2 points. All right, so next video, we're gonna go to these 2 points, figure out what that stuff is, kind of resolve these things if possible, and then we'll head directly to the Starlance from there, and we'll see what's up with that, okay? Thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for your patience too. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.